I made a huge mistake. Dynasty League, that's what you're watching now. So PPR, Developmental Dynasty League. And I got to get into the Debbie picks here as well. So, you know, let me pull that up real quick, too. If we'll see what happens. At least we got some music. This is a nice league by Scott Fish, who invited me. I'm going in my second year in this league. I made a lot of moves and traded for a lot of players. Like I traded for Matt Barkley. I traded for Tavon Austin when they were still in college. So I think that really worked out well. Let me pull up the farm system here. Here we go. Boom, boom. So here's my team for now. It's a contending team, but I haven't crossed that threshold. Quarterback, I'm actually a little thin. I have Michael Vick, Ryan Tannehill, Mark Sanchez, Sean Hill. So, and the nice thing about this league is your rookies you can put on the taxi squad, and as long as you don't put them on your roster, then you can keep them there all year, and they don't count against your roster space. So I might have to move some guys up. I have Eddie Lacy, who I traded for, Tavon Austin, who I traded for, Matt Barkley, who I traded for. So we'll see what happens with that. Running backs. I have a little thin here. Maurice Jones-Drew, Chris Johnson, David Wilson, Frank Gore. That's not bad. So, I have a nice foursome. Bryce Brown, Andre Brown. That didn't work out. DeJuan Harris, he's out. Kendall Hunter, Mark Ingram, who I traded for. Deji Kareem, Jonathan Grimes. So some other kind of late flyer free agent guys. Wide receiver, I'm hurting a little bit. I traded a lot of my receiver depth for those running backs for the Debbie guys. Didn't work out too well. So Miles Austin, Antonio Brown, kind of my guys. I traded for Vincent Brown last year. That didn't work out. Mike Wallace, I have. Travis Benjamin for Cleveland. Devon Best for Cleveland. Vince Brown, I already said. T.J. Graham for Buffalo. Greg Jennings from Minnesota, maybe he works out. Damaris Johnson for Philly. Jeremy Curley for the Jets. Brian Quick for the Rams. I think I traded for Brian Quick. That wasn't a good move. Aldrick Robinson for the Redskins. Jarius Wright for the Vikings. So I think there's some potential there, but tight ends, we can start 3 tight ends, and my tight end group is really good. I have Rob Gronkowski. I have Tony Gonzalez. I picked up Zach Sudfeld. Brent Sedlick, Garrett Graham, James Hanna, Aaron Hernandez. I traded a pick for him. Like right as the news was coming out, I traded a pick for him, so thought I could hop on that. And, I might keep him on my roster. I don't know. Brandon Myers, I tried to trade away last year for Nick Foles. Still would take it. Nick Casa. I got Deion Sims, DJ Williams, now in Jacksonville, tight end, formerly of the Packers. So I might have to cut some of those tight ends. That's a lot. David Akers, Adam Vinatieri, Greg Zuerlein are my kickers. Defense, Chiefs, Cowboys, Patriots, Raiders. My taxi squad right now, Matt Barkley, Tyler Wilson, Jonathan Franklin, Mike Gillislee, Mike James, Eddie Lacy, Chris Thompson, Tavon Austin, Aaron Dobson, Corey Fuller, and Marcus Wheaton. So there's kind of the rookies. I traded up, get some rookie/free agent picks. I got Marcus Wheaton. I got Jonathan Franklin, DePareth Lacey. I got Aaron Dobson. So, I like that team. Now, we also have taxi squads. Now, we draft players from college. Now, these players have to be in college 2 years for them to go to your roster. If they're not in college, so, let's say I draft Johnny Manziel in this year's past developmental draft. If he leaves for college, you don't get him. He has to stay for 2 more years after you draft him. So you really have to draft freshmen and sophomores, or you can take a risk on a junior that he's not going to leave early. I had my first one this year. The 1-5, I took Derek Green, stud freshman from Michigan. 205, Ezekiel Elliott for Ohio State. He's probably going to take a couple years to get into it. The 308, I took Devontae Adams from Fresno State. Now, he's draft eligible, so if he declares, I lose him. But if he stays 1 extra year, he's a beast. 405, Mikael McKay for Cincinnati. Just transferred there from Arkansas. The 305, which I got in a trade, I took James Quick, a freshman for Louisville. And I think my best pick probably is the 605, Quinshaw Davis for North Carolina, who I really like. I inherited a really, really crappy farm team. It's bad. The best players on here: Trey Williams, running back, Texas A&M. Herschel Sims, Savon Huggins for Rutgers. Bryce McNeil for UConn. No. DeAndre White for Alabama. He didn't work out. Dylan Baxter now playing for Baker College. Deontay Cooper for Washington didn't work out. Jordan James for UCLA didn't work out. Taylor Martinez not going to be much in the NFL. Everyone I had before. Amir Carlisle for USC. Everyone else kind of stinks. Darius Rogers, USC, nope. So I'm going to redo this thing. We're going to do it right.